Okay, so I'd like to start. For those farmers of you who conducted a trial this year, would you please stand up and experiment on your farm? Please stand up. If that is your first trial as a member of Practical Farmers in the Cooperative Program, please remain standing. Okay, did anybody else catch it? This year, this meeting, this dinner, did not interfere with the Iowa State men's basketball game. That's probably the #1 complaint we get about this thing. Every year it comes up, and this year I'm proud to say that didn't happen. We might not have gotten the result in that game that we wanted, but we didn't interfere with that game this year, so you're welcome. I'm glad you all can make it. I hope some people are here that you should go to that game. Okay, so at the end of what I'm about to go through here, we're going to, in true traditional practical farmers fashion, we're going to go around and share what we're curious about, because that's what the initial beginnings of a good experiment. So keep that in mind, you've been warned, and I'm not going to tell you where we're going to start this year. I usually start up front, but I might not start up front this year. So I can start anywhere this year. In 5 words or less, what are you curious about? Keep thinking about that now. Okay, it's become somewhat ritual for this meeting to introduce new staff. This year we have 8 new staffers since the last time we met, so a lot of these smiling faces are in the crowd tonight. Otherwise, you might meet them at the annual conference next month, or at a field day, or if you pop in the office sometime. So we're very happy to welcome these folks to PFI staff, and I hope you all get to meet them someday. Another bit of news, we got a new look. We commissioned design for the logo for the Cooperators program earlier this year and released it. So check this out in the Field Day Guide and other publications we put out that will signal something that has to do with on-farm research that we've all been part of. First thing that featured this logo was this year in review of the Cooperators program that we put out this last spring. This is something that we're looking to do on an annual basis now. So you might have gotten this in the mail if you are a member. If you're not a member, you should become one. Or you can pick it up in the hallway out there. But do check this out. This summarizes kind of the best of the work that was done in the years past, and also points you towards all the work that was done in the years past. We'll put out a new edition of this come May or June, just in time for field day season in 2019. So look for that to hit newsstands or your mailbox. Those even exist in an airport, maybe. But our mission remains the same. Okay? And one of the main reasons or main ways that we accomplish this mission is through the work that you all do, the experiments and the trials you run on your farm. This year, some folks were asking, do we do more trials every year? Have we done more trials this year than the past? We have, actually. We've done 77 research trials, or you've done 77 research trials on your farms, and you've involved 54 cooperators. That's up from 51 cooperators last year and 71 trials last year. Our goal is for 60 trials a year, so we'll probably exceed that. We're happy that you all participate and put in all that effort to do all this work and curse Liz and me and beg on your farm when it's hot or nasty, and you don't want to be out there doing the work, but you dedicate yourselves to it. And we thank you for that. So what have our cooperators been up to this year? Okay, Jack Boyer told us a little bit about this project earlier today. He and a few other folks have been looking at growing corn in wide rows. Wider rows than traditional, which is a 30-inch row. We're looking at 60-inch rows and maybe growing some cover crops between there. You learned that maybe yields can be the same as growing it in a traditional system. But it's probably not worth doing it unless you're going to run livestock through that system, or you're really hell-bent on raising soil health and rising biological soil nitrogen. We have a number of cooperators that are working with Dr. Alison Robertson, trying to identify best management practices for corn, so that we can reduce the likelihood of a green bridge that might transfer pathogens from the cover crop to corn. We're looking to potentially continue that work if some funding comes through. Scott Shriver, for a few years now, has been refining his techniques with the Roll-Crimping. on his organic farm in Jefferson. This year he found improved weed control and better yields in narrower rows and planting his soybeans at the same time he was growing them. If we want more small grains on the landscape, what are we going to do as far as market outlets? Can we feed it to livestock? They do it in Europe, right, Tom? So Tom's studying the inclusion of hybrid rye that he's growing on his farm to replace corn in his ration for his hogs. Grazing cover crops has been a huge theme among our livestock producers the last few years. As Wade shared with us earlier today, a major concern about doing that is how you're going to increase compaction. But he improves over 4 years. We're studying the system and they actually measured decreases in compaction, where they grazed the cover crops compared to where they didn't have cover crops or they didn't graze. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors, right, Wade? The new economics of cover crops calculator on ISU's Ag Decision Maker website was directly informed by the work of our cooperators. So Megan Filburn, our livestock program manager, worked directly with Dr. William Edwards to create this tool. This can be used to calculate the cash and cover crops on your farm. That might result in grazing them or getting improved weed control. So I urge you to check this out on the web or talk to Megan more about it. Our vegetable producers have been very keen to track their financial data over the last few years. So this year, Emma and Marcus and Derek and Molly wanted to look at the cherry tomato enterprise. Is this making them money? It's a labor-intensive crop, particularly during harvest. But through careful record keeping, they were able to calculate that yes, it was indeed making them money. It was indeed profitable. From 2013 to 2016, several fruit and vegetable growers began tracking their whole farm financials. And Liz Colby, our horticulture and habitat programs manager, compiled those and summarized those in a report that came out earlier this year. This was a huge effort, a huge undertaking to publish the potential financial realities of fruit and vegetable crops in the state that could range widely due to farm size, farm goals, crops grown, and other factors. So check that one out. A few years ago, our fruit and vegetable growers began compiling their yields and submitting to Farm Service Agency to better inform their baseline yields for diversified vegetable operations and to update FSA's disaster payments. This effort eventually led to the creation of an online database that is now live on our website that can be used for logging and sharing fruit and vegetable yields. This is a free searchable website. We're encouraging all of those that may apply to fruit and vegetable production to go online, check this out, create an account, and log some yields. Liz told me they want to get thousands more entries. There's over 400 now. So please do go to the web and check out the database and create an account. Speaking of one more new thing, speaking of website, we have a new website. If you haven't noticed, if you haven't been cruising it yet. And this is where all the work that's been done by all of you, by our cooperators, and the work that will be done will be housed and shared, as well as all our other resources like archived farminars and other flyers and handouts and field day guides and conference brochures. So check out the Practical Farmers website. So all in all, since the inception of the Practical Farmers Cooperators program, 240 cooperators have conducted over 1,400 individual trials. I think that's pretty cool. I think we should congratulate them. Okay, so we always ask you all who've conducted research and those who aren't here who've conducted research, so what? As a result of doing the research, do you plan on making any changes? Okay, here's what you've been telling us. Most of you say yes. I'm making a change because of what I found. Some of you are saying no, and that's okay. Because maybe it doesn't apply to our farm. Maybe it's not ready for big time yet adoption because I need to refine that technique yet. Sometimes we're assessing new things or wild things that we hear about, and it's just not appropriate for us. We also ask you something else. Was it worthwhile? Did you learn something? Was it a good experience? Neither you're not honest enough to tell us no, or you always get something out of it. And I know I've talked to you on the phone or talked to you at field days or over email, and you all say, nothing did much come of that, or wow, I learned a lot, but yeah, it was really worth it. And I'm glad we did that trial. I'm sure Liz, Megan, and others can share that as well. So regardless of the results, you all value the experience. And others are taking notice. So in the last few years, we've kind of started an exchange with the Ecological Farmers Association of Ontario. Tim and Jan, Rob, and Tammy, and Carmen in the last year have traveled to their conference in Ontario to talk to their farmers about the PFI model. And I was even honored to travel to Nova Scotia last year to talk to Atlantic Canada Organic Regional Network about the work that we do all. So this is something special, and others are taking notice. And I'm looking forward for us to keep moving it forward. So, key to any good on-farm research experiment then is a burning curiosity, right? Right, Walter? You gotta have a question. What are you curious about? So we're gonna go around the room. You're gonna tell us who you are, and what are you curious about in 5 words or less. Where's Gary? You were find that earlier. 5 words or less, right? Okay. No, 5 words or less, Robert. So I'm Stefan. I work at Practical Farmers of Iowa. I'm interested in crop diversity and environmental quality.